Hi, this is a customized version of an introduction to connected strategy. It's customized for Grody Industries of Madison, Indiana. In recent years, there's been a massive shift in the way businesses like yours interact with the customer. They have started interacting using digital media to create long-standing, valuable connections with their customers. Let's start the story where it all began, with the Disney cruise ships. For the longest time, Disney cruise ships took care of toddlers, and they took this very seriously. They monitored the toddlers and kept track of them all the time. In fact, until 2005, every 30 minutes, the toddler camp would stop for roll call. Now you can imagine how disruptive that was. In 2005, Disney discovered a radio device that is used to monitor dementia patients who have a tendency to wander. Soon, they had modified it for use in the theme parks. And by 2013, voila, the magic band appeared. Now you can imagine this band being swiped at the entrance to a theme, in standing in a queue, at the checkout counter at the food store, in the checkout counter at the souvenir shop. What this did was magical. Mickey Mouse now knew the name of every child, knew when every guest had been on a previous visit to Disney, and clearly this had a great enhancing effect on customer experience. Additionally, the band gave Mickey Mouse information of food purchasing, history, reservations. They were able to direct streams of visitors away from crowded themes. They were able to take suggestions and complaints. All of this improved Disney's operations remarkably. Now, wait a minute. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that if they started that in 2013 in their Disney parks, by 2016, you would imagine all their parks would have a magic band. No. By 2016, Disney had recognized that all visitors are likely to carry a smartphone. And this made a huge leap that you should be particularly focused on. Once again, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I'm not Disney. I don't operate theme parks. I don't have deep pockets. I don't have the scale to justify this kind of investment in technology. But slow down, slow down. Let's ask some other questions. Let's ask, from the Disney example, what can we learn about connections? What can we learn about how deep connections can create value? How can we build on what we have, on what our customers already have, in order to create deep connections? Remember, every customer carries a smartphone. Every customer has comfort sharing information in order to co-create value that delivers customization, convenience, and cost savings to the customer. They do it with Uber. They do it with Amazon. So there is a level of comfort that has been created in the last 5 years. Comfort with, on the one hand, sharing information, on the other hand, using that information to co-create convenience, customization, and cost savings. So now let's think very carefully about 3 issues. How can your business create customer experiences that feel like magic using what your customer already has and using processes that your customer is already familiar with. How can your business harvest, aggregate, and analyze data to significantly improve strategic effectiveness and operational efficiency using what your customer already has, using processes that your customer is familiar with? And finally, how can I pick, choose, and implement elements of connectedness that are low-hanging fruit for my business? I'm not asking you to be at the bleeding edge of technology. I'm asking you to think about deep connections from the point of view of what we can call low-hanging fruit. Look at these key questions through a lens. Imagine a business just like your business, small or mid-sized, private or family-owned, with global business interests, wanting to remain competitive and successful, with careful, conservative decision-making that's not at the bleeding edge of technology. I took this example from a Cincinnati business that I worked with last year. 50 employees, worldwide customer base, a completely outsourced supply chain system. This company is a design company. A typical project for this company is a space, a building, a room. What they did was they identified that deep connections could help them make better future designs, learn at an incredibly deeper level what the customer wants, appreciates, and is willing to pay for. They decided that a customized app was not cost effective. It cost too much. It didn't fit their budget. What they did was they used a QR code strategically placed inside their projects. That QR code attracted customers and invited them to follow up with comments, suggestions, criticism, and they used that QR code to maintain an ongoing relationship with these customers. Now, did everyone respond? No. But there were architects who responded. There were suppliers who responded. There were customers or future customers who responded. And that began a tradition which I'm trying to introduce you to, the tradition of building a connected strategy. So I'd like you to prime your pump using the icebreaker examples of Amazon and Nike, but transition quickly into a conversation of your own potential use of this approach. Work backwards. First, identify the value that you could have if you had a deep connection. Then articulate the gaps that exist between today and where you'd like to be. Then look for a cost-effective way to bridge that gap. And don't forget the omnipresent smartphone. I invite you to go to the mini workbook, do the icebreaker exercise, try to do it with a group of people from your company. Try to engage in a conversation, a multifunctional conversation about deep connections. Thank you.